What's up, y'all? Thank you guys that have checked out. I love it. I got over 180 views on my reel. I'm super happy to see that I am getting some type of traction. However, I want to keep doing this regardless so I can go ahead and deliver all this knowledge, anything that I'm getting. Okay? But today's video is going to be about understanding uh, companies that you're trying to contract with. If you're a contractor with a Sprinter van or a cargo van, make sure that you are only contracting with companies that are specifying that they work with Sprinter vans on a large scale. I say this because a lot of companies could be working with dry vans, power only, box trucks, and Sprinter vans. If you got that many people working with bigger vehicles, reefers, if they're working with bigger vehicles, most likely 9 times out of 10, Sprinter vans ain't gonna be the biggest ones. You need companies that don't work with power only, that don't work with reefers, and don't work with dry vans. The reason why is because those already are companies that are options that will flood their account and make them bigger, more profit. You need companies that are focused on the smaller deals with the Sprinter vans, box trucks only. Uh, if they only work with box trucks and Sprinter vans, then you have a great opportunity that they do have opportunities for you. Now, to get into more of the meat and potatoes of this situation, I want to go ahead and tell you guys about a few different companies that I've worked with and some that I've let go. I want you guys to use your own judgment. And then also at the end of this video, actually, I'll just make another video. I'll tell you guys about things to watch out for. So first company I want to mention to you guys is called Buy Express LLC. Now, these are companies that I've tried out myself and have proven to be legit companies, okay? I'm not going to throw you guys down the rabbit hole because there's a bunch of those companies out there that may try to scam you. A lot of people may try to reach out to you for dispatch as a dispatcher and everything else. But Buy Express, okay, pros of this of Buy Express. Uh, they're a little bit more strict on how they receive their paperwork. So W-9 forms, additional insured forms, what it has on it, all of that. And then also, I count that as a pro because that means they seem like they have things more in order. Um, and then the next thing is that when you are get with them, they try to use maybe like Telegram. That's optional, but it's preferred. Telegram. It's secure, text messaging back and forth, and phone calls. But also, that's how they will reach out to you instead of blowing up your text messages, your text messages so much. They'll use Telegram. It's free and it's great. And then the last thing I would say is that they give you a designated dispatcher. So the person that's sending you out possible loads for you to take on, um, these are they're I experienced two of them, and both of them were super nice people. No actual problems with them as a person. They seemed really nice. However, getting into the cons now, the company is too young. Okay, I had two different dispatches, and neither one of them could get me a load. Okay, that means that I'll be sitting if I didn't have other dispatch or other companies that I was contracted with. Um, this company would have me sitting probably for days because they could not bag one, and they were giving excuses that, oh, this broker doesn't like us or this or that, whatever it may be. I believe that this company, they have a good mindset, but don't have the knowledge, don't have the fluidity, the depth to be able to handle carriers that aren't doing like part time or they don't need this. People that like myself that work full time, we need this money, right? We got to keep this money flowing. Um, so that's one company. Second company I'm going to mention is called United Fleet Corporation, or United Fleet Corp. Now, this company has some offers. I have done some work for them. This one is definitely has more opportunities. However, this company's so the that's I mean that's got I guess that's just the pro of it. They have opportunities. However, this company is a part-time company. Okay, this company does not offer you don't have enough fluidity at this time in 2025 to give you enough work, uh, and a lot of times they don't have good. I think I won't even say good pricing. They just don't have. They're just not busy enough. Let's just keep it that way. So uh, they're busier. They give you more opportunities than by Express will, but United Fleet Corp does not provide a stable or consistent amount, at least in my area in the Midwest. So that's them. A third company is going to be Fox Carriers. Fox Carriers is going to give you a lot more than both the first two that I talked about. However, this is more of a dispatching company than a carrier. The reason why I say this is because they will throw you out um, things where your deadhead miles are over 150, 200 miles sometimes. And they don't really pay you for those deadhead miles. Um, they also do a lot of try to throw you a lot of long over the road. I don't believe Sprinter vans are built, um, at least if you're doing it solo. I don't believe Sprinter vans are built to do OTR or over the road. Those are those long hauls that are 500 plus. I don't believe it. They are built for that. I believe they are built for more of the regional to local, so 500 or less. But that's just my opinion. I mean, there's plenty of people that are out there on the road that do over 1,000 miles in 2 days. They'll put in 2,000 miles in 48 hours. Uh, they live for driving. They love the drive. They do what they're doing. Hey, shout out to you guys. I'm more of a guy that I'll be more patient. I'll take my $400 to $600 uh, a day, and make $2,000 to $3,000 a week and build from there because I'm not hurting for money. Plus, I also have a family um, that I want to be able to get back to, and without straining my body and overdoing it. And also, I had a past in the fitness world, so I also believe in getting out my vehicle, stretching, and trying to get some exercise in instead of sitting in my car for 12, 16 hours a day and only resting for a day for 4 to 8 hours of that. So that's it. But Fox carriers, they can, if you are open to it, if you're open to anything, they can provide you. I believe they can provide you um, with with consistent, um, almost daily work, no matter where you live. So I believe I would recommend if you are just getting started out and you have a Sprinter van slash cargo van, um, that's a company I would tell you to reach out to. Um, and the requirements are lower than others. That's something I'll get into a little bit later. But so let me get into the last one. The last one is called Bill It. Okay, so Bill It. Um, this company, Bill It LLC, this company has been in the game for the longest, 14, 15 years. This company has brokers. Part of they're an actual, what I would say and deem an actual carrier. This is a company that works around the clock for you. You can pick up a load at 10 p.m. for tomorrow morning. Um, this is the only company that I've mentioned in this video that has that gap. So, like Fox carriers, you probably won't get offered anything until most of the time after 8. Sometimes if you're lucky and it's something that needs to be expedited quickly, um, you can get something at 7, but nothing before then. And they stop sending you offers around 3 to 3, between 3, sometimes up to 5 p.m. on Central Time. So that is their cutoff. They're basically working like 8 to 10 hour, depending on their shifts. And they're very problematic when it comes down to getting back to responding, especially with the operations manager. A lot of times when you let them know that you have arrived at your location of drop off or pickup, you have to wait for their good to go. Once you send them over the information, you just need to wait for their good to go, and they're very slow at times. It's sometimes they're on time, but most of the time they don't respond very quickly, meaning you have to wait 5-10 minutes, even up to 30 minutes to before you get a response, which is not good for you. It slows down your time, and also if you're trying to get another pickup that same day, it's not going to be very lucrative for you. So we always want to make sure that that everybody's responding to emails, everyone's getting back to you. You want to have that shows organization skills is good for the business, shows that the company is also well maintained, and that's what you want to see. Now, with that being said, Billet also has some dedicated lanes. Now that they don't give it to you right off the bat, because it depends on how long you've been with them, but they'll have some dedicated lanes where you're expected to go and deliver this stuff, pick up and deliver this stuff, because you've earned the respect and also you've agreed to it. So being able to have dedicated lanes, so that's guaranteed money. Also being able to, they also think ahead of the game. So if you have a drop off time at 4:30, but you're trying to at least get a pickup or maybe even a drop off, another one for that same day, they're already on it. They're already looking for stuff for you under that certain time zone, that time of your arrival at your drop-off location. That way, once you're done with it, they're already looking for it and possibly got another offer for you to go somewhere else and pick up and deliver. So that's really going to be a huge thing for you guys. Obviously, I would recommend Billet, Fox Carriers, and Billet to be your companies that you would jump into as a beginner for your first couple years. Make as much money as you can, and then look to go out further. I believe in one of my videos before I get out of here, I mentioned about, hey, getting 1 million auto liability and getting 100,000 cargo is what you need to get. This is still true. However, you don't need to get it immediately. Okay? Even the FMCSA, which is the Department of Transportation, they even to get their minimum for you to be a commercial driver, to get your MC number is 300,000 auto liability and 100,000 cargo. Don't spend or partner with any company that requires you to have 1 million liability and 100,000. The reason why I say that is because you will be overcharged for a Sprinter van. Go with the 300,000 and only go with the 300,000 and the 100,000. for whatever company you choose. Now, the companies I've listed off, I know for a fact the two I recommended only wants you to have, they only require you to have 300,000 auto liability and 100,000 cargo. No matter what, you're gonna have 100,000 cargo. But if you are trying to get more, if you got a load board, if you're working through a load board and you're paying for it, whatever, that's gonna require you to have 1,000,000 auto liability. Anytime you're working with those type of load boards or anything like that, these are usually require people to have an MC number anyway, and you need to have at least a year under your belt of having that MC number before you decide to go ahead and do that. So I suggest you go build your business, make a dollar or something, or a little bit more than $1 per mile, grind it out for your first year or two, then use that and make sure you get your MC number, and then use your MC number as leverage. Okay, thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like button, share this with a friend that's interested in it if you're not. Okay, and make sure you guys subscribe.